dissection right now. Here we have the descending aorta. I would not ask that in the model. I've got a good wet stuff with descending aorta. But I can't show these. So what we're looking at here are dorsal or posterior intercostal arteries. If I want to ask those, they're mentioned in the handout. I would have to ask them on the model. And then notice the parallel dorsal or posterior intercostal veins as well. And then in series with these, so you should pay attention, you should be looking at this. You should be paying attention to this.
No.
In series with these, there are these lumbar arteries parallel to veins of the same name. So none of those can be shown anymore on the wet stuff. So you should be prepared to identify things like that on the model.
So wait, we have intercostal veins?
Dorsal and ventral.
The dorsal or posterior intercostal arteries and the parallel dorsal or posterior intercostal veins. Now, there's a ventral surface for this model. If it's not in here right now, I'll get it in here. Because not only are there dorsal intercostal veins, there are ventral ones. And I have to use
the ventral part of the body.
Piece, yeah, to show those as well. So you should know those in the model as well. Then you should know these blood vessels. These venous vessels over here, which I can't demonstrate in the dissection material. That is this one, this blue one, and this one over here. So the blue one on the right side over here is called the azygous vein. Now that's not in the handout, you have to write that down. A-Z-Y-G-O-U-S. You should be looking at this. So what's going on here?
Where is that? Where is that?
That, you have to look into the right side of the thoracic cavity, the descending blue vessel. The azygous vein directly receives the blood from all of these right side dorsal intercostal veins, and then indirectly gets the blood from the left side dorsal intercostal veins as well via a hemiazygous vein. So this is the azygous vein. I'm likely to ask the azygous or the hemiazygous. This is the azygous vein over here. It directly receives the blood from all of the right side dorsal intercostal veins. Okay. And then indirectly receives the blood from the left side ones as well via this one. This is called the hemiazygous vein. Hemiazygous. And you have to write these down because there's no corresponding artery. There's a few cases where there's a vein without a corresponding artery. There's also one or two cases where there's an artery without a directly corresponding vein. So here we have the azygous vein running on the right side of the vertebral column. And you can see the right side dorsal intercostal veins plugging into it directly. Now here on the left side we have the hemiazygous vein. And notice that the blood from the left side dorsal intercostal veins goes into that directly. Then the hemiazygous ends by crossing the midline and plugging into the azygous. So that means all of the blood from these left side dorsal intercostal veins, which flows into the azygous, then crosses the midline to plug into the azygous vein right there. So the azygous vein therefore gets the blood either directly or indirectly from all of the dorsal intercostal veins.
Does the azygous continue up to where?
Now the azygous then bends ventrally over here and plugs into the dorsal side of the superior vena cava. Okay, that's where it ends. Okay, so that's what's big exam legal for the model, because everything else, I'm not going to ask any descending aorta or anything like that.
Dorsal vena cava.
The superior vena cava. The azygous ends by plugging into the dorsal side of the superior vena cava. Okay.
Is this model to size? Because that person, she looks like she's about the same size as me. He or she. We don't know.
Yeah, so this could be both. So what time does that say?
3:51.
Oh, really? Okay. So that means we're at the